After this video, hopefully you'll be able to answer this question for yourself, which is, should you quit your job so that you'll be able to follow your dreams? Let's get to it. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jelfi Torres, and today we're going to go over my story as to how I got to the point where I am. And we're going to start at when I graduated high school, which was at 2013. I graduated high school as the second worst performing student. And personally, I hated high school for the reason that I didn't have a good support circle of people that would like to do the same things as me. There was always a bigger group, whether it be in high school or college, people that all want to do the same thing, while I felt like I was the outlier. And I'm not trying to victimize myself. It's just that we have different interests. I feel like the older you get, there will be less time that you will be able to spend with people who follow different interests as you, just because you have to focus on what you're trying to do. And if you're too busy hanging out with people outside of your niche, outside of your expertise, then that will bring you outside of your circle. And yes, it will make you more versatile, more adaptable. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to make something happen within your interests, you have to focus on yourself. And it's not that people are trying to manipulate you. People will accept any kind of support that they can get. Why don't you try to find support for what you're trying to do, instead of trying to invest all of your time into somebody else's mission? All right, so I went to college. I went to 3 different universities. I went to SUNY Polytechnic Institute, to a school that's basically focused on technology. I went to SUNY Albany, a more well-versed college, huge campus, a lot going on. And then my third school will be City Tech, a school based in downtown Brooklyn. And I would say that my experience throughout these 3 colleges were pretty similar, because I just couldn't find that circle of people who had the same interests as me. And to be honest, I was just chasing salary. That's why I majored in computer science. I was trying to be able to earn 6 figures or 90,000 or however so amount colleges promise you that you'll be able to get as soon as you graduate. And I ended up finding out that I don't like coding at all. I find it to be busy work, because at the end of the day, when you're coding, and if you just make a small error, it could be like an extra comma, an extra period, anywhere. It could ruin hours or even days of hard work that you dedicated into that project. There was even a point where I majored in political science because I was interested in political affairs. I was interested in things that impact a lot of people. But with the major of political science lacks the security factor of, what job am I going to get if I graduate with a political science degree? And I'm not saying this to offend anybody with a major in political science, but there is a lack of security when it comes to, will I be able to earn 60,000, 70,000? Mind you, I'm from Brooklyn, New York City, so I need at least to earn 60, 70,000 to be able to just get by. And throughout all this time, I went through breakups, depression. I was feeling pretty bad about myself. I remember one time I worked for Radio Shack, before they got bankrupt. And the manager there, she told me, hey, can you please pay the meter ticket? I'm like, what's that? She said, it's what you gotta pay in order to be able to park in certain places. So she gave me her credit card. I stepped outside, and mind you, my job description is just to clean the store, wash the floor, and help customers find the products that they need. And then finally, I'll ring them up. I step outside, I pay for the ticket using her credit card, and then I look into her windshield, and I see that there's a bunch of receipts on one side. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's where I should put my receipt. So I put the receipt on that side. And mind you, I was having trouble unlocking the car. And don't even get me started with locking the car. That thing took forever. I was so confused on what to do. Mind you, I was 17 years old. I'm from Brooklyn. There's no need to drive out here. The subway system is very convenient and very reliable in New York City. Come back to the store, and I give her the receipt, and she's like, okay, did you put it on the driver's side? I'm like, I had to put it on the driver's side? I didn't even know that. Yo, she got so mad at me, she got red. And mind you, she was pregnant. I advise you not to get a pregnant woman mad. It's the scariest thing. She rolled her eyes, and then she's like, all right, give me my credit card. I look into my pockets. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't find your credit card. I'm so sorry. She got even madder at me. 3 minutes later, I'm still digging through my pockets, and it was just deep in there. And then I give her the credit card, give her the receipt. And then she stormed out of the store, and she fixed it herself. Job after job, I just couldn't stay employed for more than 2 months. I just couldn't take it. I ain't having people oversee me and tell me what to do. I'd rather it be collaborative rather than someone that's commanding me and has absolute control, because I'm trying to get money. That makes me vulnerable to what other people want me to do when I have a job. When I'm employed by a company, I honestly just look at how they operate, and I actually find ways on how I could create a business and outcompete their business. I'm a terrible employee, I know. I know. I just hate the fact that there are people that are always giving me instructions as if they have my best interests at heart, which they don't. Everybody has an agenda or an objective that they're trying to complete. So for example, in high school, I'm not trying to offend any of my high school teachers. The reason why they were pushing college so much and just indoctrinating us was because if high schools have more students go to college, then that school will have higher ratings and it will bring in more revenue for the school. And I'm over here feeling bad that I want to drop out of school because I felt like if I were to do that, then I'll be disappointing everybody and I'll have no security in life. There is no guarantee of anything in life, okay? There is no such thing as security. That's all a lie. And the way that I saw it was, if you're busy studying, you're not really creating value for other people. So you're not becoming a commodity or something precious in society. I see it that when you study and you start a career, you're kind of like a cog in the machine, you know? So certain cogs in the machines work better than others. Some are smoother. They can easily be replaced. We could just get another one, buy another one, no problem. As long as the machine operates. And as you guessed it, the machine is a company. It's like when you're seeking a career, you're pretty much competing against other candidates for a position. And I just didn't want to entertain that. Because if you were to create something valuable on your own, that's how you become wealthy, because people will begin to seek you and people will be willing to pay money. All you have to do is deliver value in a unique way. That way you won't be so easy to get rid of. All right, so after 4 years and about 80 credits, I decided to drop out of school. This was a very sad part for my parents. They felt heartbroken. They were scared for me. I was also scared myself, but I felt like this was the right decision for myself. Not only that, but in the Hispanic community or the Hispanic culture, having a college degree has great value. It's like you're getting a title, you're prestigious. And despite the fact that I may have let them down with that decision, to this day, they continue to be supportive of me, and I appreciate that. And honestly, to come back to coding, the only thing that I really liked about it was that I was able to create something out of nothing. I was able to create basically a blank screen and give it a function and a purpose. I love that part of coding. I just didn't like the busy work. Later on in life, I found out that I actually like to do business, and business has that same feeling in that you're able to create something out of nothing. But the difference is you're able to scale it so much more. And I don't even mind working that hard, especially when it comes to business. I like to work as hard as possible. Whenever I see opportunity, I go straight to it. I work hard and I make sure that I grow. And if I don't know something, I find someone that knows more than me, or I try to learn through trial and error. And now I'm married, I have a car, I have 3 successful businesses that within the past year have generated well over 6 figures, among other side incomes that I have. And I started this from a very dark place in my life when I was very depressed, a place where I had terrible relationships, terrible school grades, and I felt alone after not finding anybody who had the same interests as me. At the time of this recording, I'm currently 25 years old. Within 3 to 4 years ago, I started working on self-development, started writing a lot of my journals. I started asking myself the big questions in life. So essentially, why did I feel this way when this happened? Why do I think this way? Why do I get into this repetitive habits, repetitive thoughts? How can I stop that? How can I change the way I act and what I do so that I get to my purpose? How do I get to what I want to do instead of just continuing what I've been doing, which is essentially going to school and entertaining that career mindset? I truly believe after you have faced some adversity in your life, that builds some character and that makes you a stronger person. And if you're currently facing adversity, just know that as soon as you conquer it, it could last a while. I'm not gonna lie, the adversity I faced has lasted years, but after I've conquered it, after I got past it, I've been able to grow to the person who I am today. As long as you don't let the bad things in your life consume you, you will achieve greatness. Yes, I do believe that quitting your job in order to be able to chase your dreams is completely worth it. If I were to speak to my younger self, I would have told myself to do it sooner. Work on yourself sooner. Work on self-development. Develop the skills that you need to do the things that you want in life. And even though you might find it scary, just know that I found it scary when I did it too. I was afraid of what could happen because there are truly no guidelines to success. There are guidelines in life, but there are no guidelines to success. I'm just very grateful to have the freedom that I have to be able to do the things that I can do when I want, if I want to. And I feel like everything that happened in my life is a blessing, whether I felt that it was good or bad. It developed me, it helped me develop to be the person that I am today. Make sure to leave a comment below and click on this box here for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.